Are we live? Yeah, I think we're live. Really cool. Let me minimize this thing. Shut down my phone. And microphone's there. Cool. We're live. Hey, Mesrop. So let's put my big head there. That's me, my big head. So if you're new here, you're kind of, if you know me, you know that this is the other side of my studio today. Hey, person that I don't know how to say your name. Sorry, your name it's in Chinese. Cool. So we're live. Welcome everyone that it's already joined. Let's wait a few minutes for more people to get here. It's really cool that I'm have this new 4K monitor that I can have a bunch of windows open. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Hey Cyril, and hey Jeffrey, what's up? Can everyone hear me okay? So I changed my whole setup because of my monitor, and because of I switched to another version of Linux as well, so everything has to be redone. So let me know if you guys hear me okay. If it's too low, the volume, I might be too low. I could raise the volume a little bit. Gain, give it a little gain on the microphone. A little boost. Go with that. It's a little bit better. I think it's better. Yeah. I don't want it to be too low. Alright. Just bear with me because that's too high. Speaking. Hey, yeah, it's too high. Hey. Hey. Okay, I'll leave it like that. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Yeah, so that's why I changed my camera. Now I have the 4K monitor here. It's a huge 31-inch monitor, but it's true 4K. And I have my other HD monitor on the other side here, which is smaller, and I have my camera on there. So yeah, I switched the camera. It was on this side before, pointing over here. Now it's pointing to there, and you can see my dog sleeping there. It's there. Cool. So yeah, that's why I changed the camera position, because if I put it over here, I think it's gonna be too high. I can put it there, but I don't know. That's where it was before, but now it's a little bit too high. It's not that bad actually. And I'm gonna be looking at here, so maybe we can leave it here. And I have a mess on my desk. I've been so busy with work that I haven't had any time to clean up and stuff. Kind of like that. Let's see how it looks when I switch to the other scene, because yep, I'm outside of the frame. There we go. Okay, that works as well. It's cool. Previous was better. Yeah, it's kind of a weird look over there. Let me just clean the camera a little bit. Yeah, I like that too, but I'm looking to the other side most of the time because I'm looking at the monitor. Well, it's okay, I guess. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so let's talk about stuff. This week I didn't make a Monday trick because I've been really busy with work, and I have vacations next week, so I wanted to have everything, all my work done. Let me turn down my phone. I like that light. Kind of gives a nice effect from my window. Volumetrics. Look at that. So I've been pretty busy, but hopefully it will get a little bit more relaxed. Production's been so much work. So that's why I've been having a little bit of a hard time on doing tutorials, but yeah, I'm gonna get back to that. Let me see, I had some notes for today. Let's see what I had today. If you guys have any questions. Hey Gran, glad to see you here, man. Yeah, I had some topics for today. Oh yeah, I want to say this. So let me open a window and let me go to YouTube, and let me show you what I'm doing, right? Because this happens to me a lot in some videos. Like I'm not sure if I have one of those comments, but let me show you what I'm doing. So there we go. I'm on YouTube. I'm live now. It says here, cool. I don't want to see myself, but there's sometimes some comments that I can't respond to, and some people might think that I'm an asshole or whatever, but there's some comments that they are kind of blocked or something. I don't know what the issue is with those comments, but I try to comment on some people and they have like a privacy setting or something, and I can't reply to them. And it's bad because they might think that I don't want to reply to them, but I reply to everybody. I help everybody. So if you are some of these people that haven't received a reply from me, maybe try to check your privacy settings, because sometimes I can't reply. Let me see if I can find one of those. Also tell me if the resolution looks okay, because I'm capturing from my 4K monitor and I don't want it, maybe it's too small for you guys, the Houdini UI. I'm not sure. There was one comment, there's been a few that I can respond to, which is, it makes me feel bad that I can respond to them because they are asking for help, and I can't reply. It's bad. Let me see. Should be a Let's see if I can find it. I think this is one of those comments. Let's see. This is in LearnDay. Alright. LearnDay what? There we go. You can see, let me bring that window over here. Let me know if the resolution is too small for you guys. Might be a little bit small. Let me know how it looks on YouTube on your side. Let me see this. Okay, so like this comment, you can see she's talking about something that we were looking at in the video, and I want to reply to her about that issue because I know how to solve that issue. But if I try to reply, it's like, but I can't reply. I can't reply at all to that stuff. So that's why sometimes I ask you guys to go to the community and post there, because that will guarantee you that me or somebody else will reply. Sometimes I forget. I'm sorry. here in the mixed training community. You can post your questions there. That shoots me an email that somebody posted there, and I just go and look at that stuff, and that's much better for me, at least, because sometimes you can see YouTube or Google Plus or don't know what, but it doesn't allow me to reply to people, and again, it does make me sad because I want to help her. I want to help you guys, and I can't. And there's been a few cases like this that I want to reply and I can't. So if you are one of those cases that oh my god haven't received a reply from me, check your privacy settings. Maybe I can reply. I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not even sure why this is a highlighted comment. I don't know. All right, so let's do some stuff. So we're going to do some particles today. That's what I have on my list. But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me. But I was doing some particles stuff, and I was thinking that stuff is pretty cool, and it's kind of an old school kind of way of doing stuff, but it's really nice. I'm gonna share what I mean. Let's use Roberto here, and we're gonna put a pop network here. So let's start learning stuff because we've been slacking a little bit, so we need to learn stuff. So inside this pop net, we're gonna just emit particles from Roberto, right? What the hell is happening? Yeah, that's something weird. What did I do? Pop network? Should be that one, right? That's weird. Let me remove the material. Alright, there we go. I think that was it. So we're emitting particles from Roberto, but I want particles to go outside of, like shoot from the normals, like maybe make him explode into boxers or something like that. So let's add normals to this first in the direction that we want let's put boxes on it. The direction of the boxes, there we go. There it's gonna be going to. Whoa, this is so sensitive. I don't know what's happening. I need to get used to this new monitor. I don't know what's happening. Look, you can see it kind of glitches a little bit, and the zoom, it's so sensitive, which is weird. Might need to reset my computer. I don't know. So we need normals. I'm just gonna do these 2-point normals, and that's gonna be like the directions the particles will shoot at. Just gonna do it like that outside from wherever Roberto is. I don't know what's happening. Weird things happening. I have to move it really slow or it goes crazy. Alright, so then we're gonna just say that those particles are gonna be those normals are gonna be the direction. So I'm just gonna pass that to, just gonna call this B for Bell, and I'm just gonna say the velocity here, just make it the normals. This is not working because I need to put a constant multiply by constant value. No, I don't want this. I want constant value, and the value is gonna be n. And let me see if we are okay. Pressing X and selecting the node gives us the visualize node to see if we have the velocities in the right direction. Change this to marker, change this to vectors, and change the parameter to B. Alright, so you can see now we're visualizing the velocities and they are going in the right direction that we want. And that's just how we did it, just with the point expression. You don't have to be afraid of it. It's real simple stuff. So now we have some particles that are gonna be shooting away from Roberto. Let me hide the normals. It's just a bunch of particles, but let me just do like, I don't know, one hit of particles. Let's do like, if let's try to see if we get better results with the impulse. Whoa, I don't know what's happening with Houdini. Behaves a little bit weird with this high density monitor, high DPI. So let's do like 100, 500. Let's do 500 boxes. I don't want any jitter time. I'm just gonna do, if frame or the floating frame it's less than 2. So that's just gonna give me the first frame of particles, and that's it. It's not gonna emit any particles anymore. And let's create a ground plane because we're gonna put them. We're gonna give it some gravity. So let's merge them. When you're just putting something that is static, you don't need the static solver to be there. Actually, you just need to make sure if you just put your merge by hand, it's gonna be left input affects right inputs. So make sure your static object is on the left. I think in the Houdini setups that come from the shelves, it's set to mutual. It's okay, but I like that left stuff. It's kind of a old school way to doing things. So now we're gonna have issues with this zooming thingy. Damn it. Yeah, I have to find a solution for this or report this to side effects. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. So let me put this lower because I don't want it to be just on top of Roberto. Let me select Roberto. I'm gonna have to damn it. Why is it doing this? Is anybody else using a high density monitor that knows why this is happening? This is stupid. Let me just say here that I want my pop object. I don't want, I'm just saying here, give me the object that it's named pop object inside here, which is this one. By default it's importing those two, but I don't want those two. I just want this one. Here we can have it, but outside we don't need it. So let's move this grid a little bit lower, and I think that's too much. It's gonna be our floor. Cool. There. 0.3. There we go. So we're gonna have these particles. Right now they are not doing anything. Let's make them, give them some gravity here at the very bottom, and this got disconnected. So now they're gonna go falling down. Let me make those particles bigger because they are super small right now. Geometry, point size. There we go. That's big. And let's hide the ground plane because it's, or we can make it black. Is it gonna be turn black? Yeah, it turns black. Cool. Hey Jerry, what's up? I try to stream every Wednesday at this time, 4 p.m. my time. Whatever it's on your time should be like 20 minutes past the hour. We start at 4 p.m. every Wednesday, Jerry. Mary, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I've been away because of production. Sorry, I didn't do a stream last week. I had a few projects on my well, I had some projects that I needed to finish. So, all right. So we have these particles. Now they're shooting from the surface, but they're kind of not going far away enough from the surface. Let's just give them more velocity. The inherent velocity is what is doing that. This is basically saying, oh, that velocity that you declared before, let me use that. And how much am I gonna use that? If you say 1, it's just using the total of it, but you can reduce it or even multiply it more. So you can see now they are shooting away more. And again, this is kind of more of an old school way of doing this, but it works a lot for a bunch of effects. And now we're gonna see that every particle is having the same reaction to velocity, so every particle is moving exactly the same. So let's do the hey Marion, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna try to tweet about it if you guys wanna. Let's do that whenever I'm not gonna stream, if I'm too busy. And I'm just gonna tell you right now that next week I'm not gonna stream because I'm gonna be on vacation. So I'm gonna be leaving on vacation next Monday, and it's gonna be all week outside of here in vacation. So if you guys are waiting for next week, I'm not gonna be here. So sorry. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, and there's my magical fire effects training. Please follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on whenever I'm not gonna be streaming. All right. Sorry about that. Sometimes I get so much work that I don't even know how to clone myself. So all right, so let's see. We have particles, and we want the particles to not be all the same because particles are unique, like we humans. Oh man. All right. So what I do is I always use a pop drag. I think the old method was to just mess around with the density, with the mass, but these days what I do is just use the pop drag and change the air resistance, but by the multiplying the air resistance by the ID of the particle, which is just really simple. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing there. So let me see. Hold on a second. I don't need that. Close. Okay. I don't remember if I have the Bex plugin installed here. I don't have it. Well, anyway, I'm gonna show you what I'm typing here. So what I'm typing, we don't need this line. What we need it's just to multiply the air resistance, which is gonna see. Let's see what the air resistance does first. You can see that let's not use that. But the air resistance, you can see if I play now, you can see some particles shoot at the velocity they are meant to be by the velocity we said before, but then they start losing strength, and that's exactly what the pulp drag does. It gives them like resistance. The air, it's pushing them because they are resisting the friction with the air, right? They have some resistance. You can see there's a lot of resistance there. We can give them more resistance, and they just kind of not go far enough at all. So, but one thing we can do is give each particle different resistance. So that's what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna control this parameter here, and it's recommended that you actually resist, that you do something like this, resist, that you multiply by the parameter here, so you can use this as a multiplier. So let's say that I'm gonna use the random ID for this. Let me show you guys in the editor what am I doing. Where's my editor? Where are you, editor? Did I close it? I think I closed that. Here it is. So there you go. Now you can see it for sure. So this is what I'm doing. I'm saying the attribute air resist, I'm gonna multiply it by the the ID, but I'm gonna randomize that ID. And the ID, it's pretty important for particles because particles have a unique ID, not a unique point number. So it's really important that you do operations on particles by ID. Hey, Funky Flavor, sup? Hey, Craig. Oh, you subscribed today. Cool. Awesome. So that's what we're doing. We're giving a random air resistance between 0 and 1 to each particle. So now if we do that here, we're going to see that some particles, you can see here, some particles fly away faster and some are not flying away as much. Some are just really slow and some are really fast. And that gives it a more interesting look to this. So now if you want to control this, this is going to multiply whatever value it's going to be here. Oh, I'm sorry for that. What did I do? Yeah. If you want more, multiply these values more, you can see, you can make that higher. And you can see some particles just fly away really fast, but some are just really slow. You can see this particle is faster, this particle is slower. And you can even force this even more if you maybe wrap this into a fit or one expression, and you can say the minimum value is going to be 0.1 and the maximum value is going to be maybe 4 to have some particles that are really crazy. And let me show you the expression again. Did I close the editor again? So no, it was over there. All right. So this is what I did after the change. Just wrap this random expression into a fit, and the minimum value is going to be 0.1 and the maximum is going to be 4. So now if you can see now some particles are going to be even faster. If you wouldn't like this, like, oh, I would like to have like another iteration of this, you can add to the ID here. This is what I do. Just add to the ID. That's like a seed value. Now I'm gonna get different particles being faster. Let's make some particles really fast, like 10. Let's see if it works. Yeah, you can see some particles are just flying away like crazy over here. This one's going, it's nuts. Okay. Yeah, so you can see some particles are going really fast. Make it even faster because I want something like it's kind of exploding. So there we go, some particles are going really fast. The drag might be a little bit too much, the resistance. Let's just put it down. Alright, cool. And you know what? I'm gonna point the normals up. Yeah, fit. What about fit, Marion? You don't know the fit expression? That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. I'm saying that wrong. You are totally right. I'm saying that completely backwards. Let me clear that up. Let me just do this first. I'm gonna point the normals up so the particles go up instead of just going everywhere. Put this to 3. So yeah, Marion, it's totally right. I'm telling you this wrong, guys. Sorry for that. Let me save this in as well. Mix training. I don't have it here. Webinars, LearnDay 20. This is LearnDay 29. And I'm gonna save this here, particles, just like that. All right, so yeah, let me yeah, Marion is completely right. I'm giving it more resistance. Is this value is higher, it's giving it more resistance. Sorry for that. I should be making this value smaller so they resist less. The particles resist less the air and they move more. I am sorry about that. I was doing that completely opposite. Sorry. Thank you for clearing that up. Let me undo this thingy. I want to give it, I meant to give it to 2. Where's my Roberto? Man, this glitch is killing me. I need to report this glitch or I'm not even gonna be able to use this stuff. Look at that. What am I doing? Oh my god. Alright, so yeah. Lower values are gonna move faster and higher values are gonna move slower. Thank you, Marion, for clearing that up. I was wrong there. So you can see, but again, some particles are moving faster and some particles are moving slower, and that gives it more variation on the effect. You can see if we don't do this, you can see all particles look exactly the same, like there's even the shape of Roberto kind of there. So it's really cool to make these to break effects up. So now we have these particles, and let's just make them stop when they fall to the ground. I don't want them to be bouncing, just want it to stop. And let's just do a pop collision detect. And in the pop collision detect, I'm gonna say collide with this guy. So I need to change this to dop object and just put the name there, ground plane 1, because that's the dop name here. Because if you guys see, select this, now you can see the object name, it's getting it from the name of the node here. If I change this name, dynamic name is gonna change. You can see if we middle click on this guy, this is the dynamic name here. This is the dynamic name of it. This is the name of the node. But it's getting the same name from this, so that's why that's the name of it. These nodes, most of them have this $OS, which is describing this name. So here we're saying, yeah, collide with this dop object, which is called this, and it's gonna collide with that. You can see now it should be colliding, but we're detecting the collision, but we're doing nothing. So let's just stick them, and they should be sticking, and we are having issues again with stupid things. Let me see if the name is wrong. Ground plane. Am I putting that correctly? Yes. Behavior. Why when I'm doing these live streams, collisions never? Oh, I'm using the detect. Sorry, pub collision behavior. No, it's the same thing. This should be working. Stop. Let's put them to stop. They are not stopping. Ah, man. Always when I'm doing these live things, they always never work. Oh, there we go. So here we go. The particles are now not bouncing, and just put the velocity, the bounce forward. I don't need that. Just make the not bounce so they stick to the ground there. And now they just moving. I don't need them to be red, so let's just not tint them red. Some just needed to fall and be there. Hey, Hugo. Ugur? Oh my god, I can't say your name. Ugur. You can change the name to whatever. You can call this plane or floor. That's cool. You can change it whatever. To whatever name, but you can see now, if we may just rewind, And see now the dynamic object is called floor. It's not this name. So now these collisions are not actually working. You can see they are sliding because I'm saying use this object called ground plane, but that's not the dynamic name of it. That's the object name. I mean not the object, the node name. So you need to change this to the actual name, and now they will work. You can see now they work. So yeah, you can change this name to whatever. It's just simpler, or I guess just makes it faster, so you know what names they have just by looking at the name of the node. And if you change the name of the node, just make sure that you change the name here for that. Alright, so the particles are stopping, and that's all fun and cool and stuff. And now I want the particles to actually rotate. Flunky flavor. No, we're talking about particles, but you can ask any questions you want. Don't worry about it. Now, most people don't know that particles do rotate actually, and they do have an orientation. And this is where this guy comes into the display particle origins. You can see if I display that, now I'm gonna hide this guide. You can see now the particles have their own coordinates, and you can see the particle direction. It's always the z-axis that's always pointing forward. So the z-axis is always going to be pointing in the direction the particle is going. You can see the particles are just going like that, and that's the direction. You can actually see this particle here that it's pointing like that and goes like this, shoom, a parabola, right? So they do have axis and they do have orientation. So if we wanted to, let's say that we want to now copy these two boxes as we said. Let's copy two points. Now this box is super huge. Let's reduce the size of it. So now you can see the particles are taking that orientation to be copied to that box, and they will rotate and conserve that orientation. You can see some of them are like about like these ones here. You can see them kind of doing that, like moving and rotating and stuff. Some of them look weird. I don't know why, but they should be using the orientation of the particle. So now they all look really boring because we're just copying boxes to one position. So we can make this more interesting by maybe rotating the boxes a little bit, and we're gonna do that in particles. Let's go to the particles here, and we're gonna use the pop spin, which spins the particles. Now that we know they have an orientation, we can now spin them. And this is cool because you can see by default it makes the particles rotate in any axis we want. Let's say we want to rotate in the x-axis, and let's put a spin of 50, let's say. So now you can see the particles are rotating. It's rotating a little bit, so let's go to maybe 100 or 1000. And now you can see the particles are rotating in that axis, right? They are looking a little bit better. And now if we go back, we can see that the boxes start align, and then we can start seeing the boxes that are rotating. Really cool. But now there's a few things with here. All the boxes look exactly the same. They're kind of boring, so we can make them a little bit more interesting if we go back to particles again. We have this resist that it's changing for each particle. If we go hit the properties, the pop object, and geometry, you can see that the air resist here is changing for each particle, so we can use that value to modify our boxes here. So let's go here and say that we want to use that air resist value. Let's create an attribute create, or we can use just wrangle attribute wrangle, and say that p scale it's gonna be equal to that value air resist. And if you can see now we have boxes that are small. Let's turn off the axis. Boxes that are small and boxes that are big. And now if you can see that actually the boxes that are small are the ones that are moving the most. You can see these little box is moving way over here. Why? Well, because it has less resistance and it's moving way more for sure than these boxes that are bigger and have more resistance. You can see now that looks more interesting and makes more sense than you can see the heavier boxes stay here, the other boxes just go away really quickly. Now the other thing we can do is every box right now it's rotating at the same rate, but we can also just say, okay, maybe we can use the same value again, the air resistance, which is driving the effect. We can use that to reduce to tell the spinning how much they should spin. The smaller particles, maybe they are hitting with a bigger impact or force, and they're rotating more than the bigger ones because they need more force to rotate. So we can use the same thing here. So this value is called spin speed. It's gonna be multiplied by the air resistance. Air resist. So now let's go back and see that it's gonna be a little bit harder to see this, but now you can see not every particle is rotating the same. You can see it. It's gonna be hard to see this because some particles are just flying away so much. But let's try to see it. You can see the particles that are smaller are just rotating more than the particles that are bigger. And that makes more sense. And now instead of just doing particles without any weight or properties or anything like that, we are making particles that make more sense in a physical way. And in the old days we used to just make every effect using particles. So you can see now they are looking cool. Oh, I think I missed something here. Oh yeah, make this checkbox available, so the particles are gonna be keeping their orientation and not rotate along the world axis. They should be pointing in their own directions and rotating their own way. So now you can see that's an effect that looks pretty much a lot more cool than just putting some particles. You can see there's more variation, and it's exactly what you expect. Like the man, I'm having so much issues with this viewport. You can see the particles that are smaller are gonna shoot faster and farther for sure, and the smaller are the bigger ones resist more and stay in place. So you can see this. Now you can see if you want the particles to rotate more, you can just go and say let's make the spin speed more, but right now I'm just giving it so much spin speed that it was so crazy. Maybe what am I doing wrong here? Because I don't see them spin as much as I. No, they do need more more spin speed actually. Let's give it something higher. There we go. So yeah, they are spinning really cool. The smaller ones are spinning more than the bigger ones, so that's really cool. You need, and if we go and emit more or less particles, all this setup is gonna just be going working. It's gonna work. Everything's gonna work. Everything we do here. So there's more particles. Everything's gonna work. The smaller particles are gonna go away. I can see this looks 10 times better just by doing that. We have all these smaller particles that give a lot of life to the effect, and the bigger particles and all the variations, pretty cool. And we have a really nice effect just by doing a little bit of with a few nodes in particles, and it's really nice. Looks pretty nice. You see that also the smaller particles fall, and they need to fall and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. So let's see if there's any questions. How can I instance a set of different geo into those points? Well, there's a few ways. There's already a tutorial from me that I did about copying different geometry, so check that out. You can just do that, and I do that a lot. Mix training. You can see here in the channel, if you search for random, there is random copies. That's how you can copy different geometry to those points. I'm not gonna show it here because there's already a video for it. Please go see it, and it will work for this setup. Everything we did up to this point will just work. We just put the copies here, and all that stuff's gonna work. So let's see what else. So yeah, look at that tutorial, Fernando, and you can copy whatever kind of geometry you want here. In that tutorial, I'm not using the copy to points, but you can use whatever you want. I'm using the copy stamp, but it's basically, you can adapt it. Yeah. Yeah, we already did that, Marion, in the on collision emission in I think 2 streams ago. So, but yeah, if you want that, you can do it. This, you can see we are in this collision detect node here. Let me make this less particles, like 250. I don't want too much particles here. Collision detect, in the behavior there are some different options here. You can put them in a group, like let's say that let's call them hit group, because they're gonna be a hit. So now they're gonna go here, and you can see that once they hit, you have some particles in that hit group. And now you can do here, it's maybe a pop stream. Again, we already did this in the which one was it? Oh, in the sparks. LearnDay, it's about sparks. It's called sparks. If you see that, you can see how we did this. But you can see now this guy, you're gonna have a group here. Well, damn it, it's not showing up here. Why is this not showing? Stream, pop stream, pop stream. Replicate, pop replicate. Let's use replicate. And let's connect it here. Why is it not showing my group? There is my group. It's here. What's happening? Where's my group? Oh, I know. When you do this thing, you need to put a merge, because this thing fails if there is not a merge here. Now these two things know about each other, and then my group should be here. Yeah, there we go. So we need to put this into the hit group, and then why am I enabling this? And then I can oh, damn it, I don't need yeah, I do need the pop replicate. Sorry again. This one into the second, but I do need to have the pop merge. Sorry, I was confused there for a little bit. So now you can see it's replicating every point right now, but what we want is to replicate just the ones that come from that group that we created, right? So now it's not replicating until they clash to the ground. You can see they are blop 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 blop. They are, and what's happening is that just making it's emitting in this shape like a sphere. You have control of the sphere. You can make the sphere smaller, whatever. You can give it noise, and we can give it attributes like we can give it a velocity, like don't use that, let me make those particles do that. You can see now when they fall, they do that thing. I just wanna kill the original particle so that I don't keep emitting. So I just emit once, but you can do that for sure, and you can maybe even give them particle velocity like up, and they would this thing is not resetting for some reason. Let me just reset the simulation. They are not going up for some reason. Let's give them 10. Why are they not bouncing? I think it's because we removed the bounce from here. No, it's not because of that. It's weird that they are not bouncing. Weird. Set ignition velocity, blah blah blah. Don't give it any variance, just make them go up. Let's see if that works now. So there we go. Yeah, they are moving up, but they are getting stuck for some reason. That looks cool. Looks like it's emitting plants or something. Yeah, but they shouldn't be getting stuck, so let's not inherit any attributes there. So now you can see they are bouncing. But that was because we were inheriting the values from the previous particles here, and the other ones they were being stopped, and so they were getting stopped as well. Now that we are not actually doing that, you can see now particles just go and they do this crazy thingy. Reset simulation. But you can see it now. When they fall, particles start emitting in the ground. Let me put this into. So that's how you do it. That could be like water. That could be whatever. Now let's let's put a group for this, and let's put this group. Let's call this group. I think it's gonna create a group anyway. Pop replicate 1, but yeah, let's do that group that they already created. So now here it's gonna just do that stuff. Are we not getting the second particles or what? We should be. Yeah, there we go. But it's just not copying anything to those second particles. So we can separate those particles. There are called stream replicate 1. Now delete non-selected, so now we have only the ones on the floor. You can see, there we go. And we can do maybe the same thing for this, and instead of boxes, let's copy little spheres. We can copy whatever, but I'm just gonna have 2 different things, and let's just merge them. Let me see if I have my, oh, I do have it. Cool. So the sphere is huge. There we go. So now we have this, and first we have little boxes there, and when they collide, they emit fun spheres. We can emit whatever we want there. We have a control of that. But you can see, blah, that's a really nice effect. Cool. Looks pretty cool. We can randomize the P scale for those as well. Let's use our friend, the randomizer P scale. It's gonna have a bunch of particles with different. You can see now, just by doing that, it looks way better. Just by doing the randomizer there. There we go. That was fun. I love particles, and a lot of people forget about particles when they are doing destruction and stuff, but particles are amazing. You should get more into particles. Alright, so let's see if there's any questions. Jason, you can ask about microsolvers, but might not be that helpful, but yeah, ask. I'm not an expert, but yeah, sure. Alright, so this is gonna be it for today, guys. If you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna finish today because I need to go back to work. Oh man, cool. That was really fun. Hopefully you guys found this really interesting, and ways to control particles are really nice. And you should get more into particles because like flip fluids are basically particles. It's just they are particles with a different solver here. But you can do all this stuff. You can do the flip fluids because they are particles, and grains as well. You can do all this stuff. You can rotate them, control them, give them different values for resistance and stuff like that. You should totally look into particles. We need particle-based cloth in Houdini as well. Just like that thing in Maya. What is it called? Encloth, I guess. We need something like that to have some kind of solution like that it's faster for Houdini. For those cases when you don't need the whole precision of FEM, it's cool to have that kind of stuff. But yeah, could be done with particles for sure. So there you go. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool effect. I really like it. All right. You're trying to get into microsolvers? Yeah, microsolvers. It's really it's difficult. You need to know the math behind the solvers, and but it's pretty cool. We have really interesting training coming really soon about solvers. So stay tuned. That's gonna explain you all the math behind behind solvers. So it's gonna be amazing. It's almost done. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you guys want to support me, remember that I have this Patreon page. I don't even know how this thing is called. So there we go. This is the Patreon page if you wanna have access to everything we do here. The scene files, everything. It's really cool. If you guys support us, there's 9 Patreons already, which is awesome. Thank you guys. It's so amazing to have people that support you. So when we reach 128, we're gonna have more videos from Mix Training, because just me, it's hard to do videos. So if you guys want more videos from me, or want me to never miss a day, help me and we will make it happen. So alright guys, thank you, thanks a lot. See you guys in the next one, and stay awesome. Oh, that's not my phrase. What is it? Oh, let's keep learning together. Stay awesome. No, that's not my phrase. Let's keep learning together, guys. See you later. Now, my phrase is, where's that button that stops the stream? That's what I always say. Cheers.